Governor, are you comfortable operating without an audit committee?
Through the chair, we do have a little situation there when it comes to the board, because their term ended on the 31st of July.
Which board?
My county public service board. So as much as it was closing on the 18th, the board has had no quorum. But the process of recruitment for the new one has been done, and I believe the names are now in the county assembly. So once we have a reconstituted, or once we have quorum in the board, then I'm sure whatever was on their desks and pending will be completed. So the delay may have been caught up due to the lapse in the time for the board.
Senator Lelegwe.
Chair, I don't think the governor is honest on this issue and the CC, because when you see that advert, it's titled the county government of Nakuru, and all those applications were supposed to be received by the county secretary and head of public service, not the county public service board. Just check on that advert. The details are there.
Chair, I don't know how to respond to that. So when the senator says we are not being honest, I would wish to point out to the senator that the county secretary does not interview job applicants. It's actually handled by the county public service board at the county level.
Well, I think he's making a statement of fact.
I'm just, I'm saying, I'm giving feedback on their submission that they don't have a board, or the board have advertised. When you see this, it's not advertised by the board, and the person to receive these applications, as indicated in the advert, is the county secretary, head of public service, county government of Nakuru. So I don't know from this advert where the service board comes from.
Now, Governor, if we say too much, we are going to end up contradicting each other. I agree with the senator's assessment on the basis of what we are seeing here, because applications were to be sent to the county secretary and head of public service. If it was to go to CPSB, perhaps it would have been addressed as such. But the key thing is this: you don't have an audit committee. Do you have an approved internal audit charter? What's the name of that charter that needs to be approved?
That's called the internal audit
charter.
Yes.
Do you have an approved internal audit charter? Who is the foremost professional? Because CEC Finance does not have to be an accountant. Or are you a member of the institute? Chief Officer Finance. What's the professional membership for Chief Officer Finance? Is Chief Officer Finance present?
Yeah.
But if Chief Officer Finance is not present, what is the professional background of Chief Officer Finance? See, you have a Chief Officer Finance. See, why are you smiling instead of answering a question that is as black and white?
I have a CPA, my CO, economic planning.
No.
Yes.
This thing of audit committee is so important. ISPAC has made it clear that where a county does not have an audit committee, I think they've even done some opinion on the matter, that Senate has the power to report to ISPAC for necessary professional sanctions to be taken on members of their profession who have that responsibility and fail to advise the governor or fail to implement it. And that's what I'm driving at. So if it's not the CEC, then there will be a CEO. And if there is no CEO, and again, the law does not require CEO to be a member of ISPAC, but head of accounting services or head of treasury must be a member of the institute, isn't it? So who's the head of treasury or head of accounting services in this delegation?
Director Dam.
The guy I thought did not require further training. Mr. Dundo, why are you operating? Because that means you are the foremost accountant in the entity. A member of ISPAC, I believe so?
Not yet, sir.
How are you head of accounting services and you're not a member of ISPAC? Supervising CPAs? Governor, how does that, because those are not, those are positions of merit. They are not like the CC and CO positions.
We actually had one director. And Chair, I think there's something that I need to go back a bit. I know you said let's not talk too much about that, but it's important for the record. On that advert, when it says to the county secretary and head of public service, it's just an office that where there is a, what is it called?
No, Governor, let me guide you. It's
By
not.
all applications
It's not an issue. So,
Okay.
Senator Delegui has stated it.
Okay.
Don't go back to it.
Okay.
We want to find a solution.
Yes.
And I want to make a recommendation to ISPAC
Sure.
to hold one of your professionals accountable.
That's fine.
And that's what I'm trying to identify.
Okay, I just took offense, not offense, but I just was taken aback when it was put on the record that
No,
you were lying.
leave that
so
alone.
I was just correcting that. As far as the one who was, what was his name? Director Finance was Mongai, who just recently retired. He is the one who had that designation. We are currently recruiting for that position, for the director.
So to put it in context, Nakuru County does not have a county public service board,
Yeah.
does not have an audit committee, does not have a chief officer finance, does not have a qualified head accounting services. 4 very critical institutions in the county. How do you expect to achieve your goals, Governor, in the absence of those very critical structures?
Chair, I think it's just it's unfortunate that a lot of it lapsed at the same time, especially, for example, the County Public Service Board, the term ending, and that of the director retiring. So the succession planning there may have been, there was not much we could do about the County Public Service Board, for example. We still had to go through the processes in recruitment. We did put together the committee that was to recruit. They came on board. They did the recruitment. We couldn't rush them. I think it's taken the last couple of months to do that. But the names are now at the county assembly. So here shortly and then our county assembly happens to be on recess, because I believe they may have your calendar. But they're coming back, I believe, for a special sitting just to pass the county public, to have a sitting on the County Public Service Board. So that will be soon taken care of. As you can see, there was an advertisement for the audit committee, and the people tasked with recruitment in county government is the County Public Service Board. So as soon as they are in place, this will be one of the first things they do.
Governor, I wouldn't even want you to explain.
Okay.
We just want to paint the picture for you.
Sure.
So that you see the kind of problem that you have.
Sure.
I hope you have an internal auditor.
We do, don't we?
But without a charter.
Of course, the internal auditor is here with us. We do have a charter, but he has told me that it was not approved. But
because it's approved by the audit committee.
Exactly.
The picture we are painting for you is, if you don't have an audit committee, a public service board, a chief officer finance, a qualified head of accounting services, an approved internal audit charter, then your financial management is going to be in shambles. And it is something that you must go back and deal with urgency. I don't want to hard press you to explain to us what you're doing, but go back and reflect on that. That is a recipe for failure if you don't have those institutions.
Sure.
So do we keep this in view, hoping that by the time you are doing the audit, there'll be some demonstrable measures?
Yes, Chair. We'll keep it in view.
Okay. PBO, is PBO here? I think in our ranking of counties, establishment of audit committees having approved internal audit charters, having qualified persons running the financial management of the counties can also be added as parameters on the ranking that we are planning to do for counties. Can we then go back now to the issues unresolved? We have dealt with 7.5 issues, actually 8.5. Now let's go back to the issues that remain unresolved. Even though I'd asked legal to read, was it section 54 of the Public Audit Act, that section that gives Parliament the power to make recommendations where an accounting officer fails to do what Parliament has directed. Malcolm?
Through the chair. Section 53, subsection 1. The relevant accounting officer of a state organ or public entity shall, within 3 months after Parliament has considered and made recommendations on the audit report, A, take the relevant steps to implement the recommendations of Parliament on the report of the Auditor General, or B, give explanations in writing to the Parliament on why the report has not been acted upon. Subsection 2, failure to comply with the provisions of subsection 1, the accounting officer shall be in contempt of Parliament or County Assembly, and upon determination by Parliament or relevant County Assembly, Parliament or the relevant County Assembly may recommend administrative sanctions such as removal as the accounting officer, reduction in rank, among others.
So, honorable members, that's what we'll apply our minds to, whether we should make that recommendation. And that's why I keep asking for the officer responsible, because we cannot talk of reduction in rank of the governor. The governor is elected by the people, but there are officers who are, public officers to whom that section would apply. Oeji, take us back to the beginning of the issues that remain unresolved.
Thank you, Chair. The first issue is not addressed. It's under financial undisclosed decrease in retention money. The statement of cash flow reflected a nil balance in respect of increase and decrease in deposits and retentions. However, note 18 to the financial statement reflects a decrease in deposit and retention amount of 104 million, resulting to a variance of 104.9 million, not disclosed in the financial statement.
What was the recommendation of the Senate?
The committee recommended that the management takes administrative action against officers who fail to comply with Regulation 63(4) of the Public Finance Management Account Regulations 2015 in the management of retentions account and submit a status report to the auditors within 60 days of adoption of this report.
So there were two issues, administrative action and compliance with the PFM regulations that governs management of retentions account. Governor, is there evidence that any of the two recommendations have been implemented? The auditor says there's none. Or could you read I think it would be proper for you to read what you had prepared as your written response. Let's go to your written response, Governor.
Okay, sorry. On Chair, in our view, there was a problem of the reporting template regarding the accounting treatment of the retention money, and we have written to the auditor seeking their clarification on the same, a copy of which is hereby attached as Appendix 1.1.
Auditor,